Hi, and welcome to the Gutbuster channel. I'd like to try to explain some things to you. I'm looking a little rough today. I've been doing some construction. We reported this to the FBI several times at Little Rock, one being Aaron Green, one calling this the Great Divorce. I have criminal complaints to DOJ, the FBI, the White House, and several calls into the governor's office in Missy Irving, Tom Cotton, the representatives that are here for Stone County, Arkansas. We want to show you a brief glimpse. I will be on the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I want to show you that they've been doing this for a very long time. This first thing here is to show you an example after an example on top of an example on top of another example that they're out here doing this to this day, and they're getting rid of citizens. Jan Wilhelm was one in Texas, and when they killed her and stole her property and ran her on Unsolved Mysteries, her son Howard Wayne Farmer Robeson fought him in court in Dallas up till September 25th, 2022. If you look on a moon phase calendar, that is no moon. It's a black ball. Full moon is a white ball. They killed him that day. And Skip Inslee in Dallas informed me of that. He's a private investigator with Dallas Polygraph. I'm trying to get a hold of these people. Let me show you some stuff. This right here is World War II. It started September 1st, 1939 and ended September 2nd, 1945. If you draw a line through this circle, 12/7 of 41 was Pearl Harbor, 6/6 of 44 was D-Day, and see how you got the 3-2 and 3-3 over here is Freemason, compass, and square. Let me pull out on this a little bit, see if I can get you a full picture of it. This World War II was planned from beginning to end, okay? Now I'm trying to establish and show you a pattern here, because when this guy writes a will on 6/9 of 09, and see how it's 6 months across the calendar? Well, 8, Jan Wilhelm allegedly shot herself, but didn't. And over here, I'll have to pull this file. You have a court date that coincides with this square. So when you have a will, a killing, and a court date that all line up, I'm going to pull this case and I'm going to run this case again, because this needs to be solved. People are being killed because of this. Here's one of all the events that have happened. Let me pull this out a little bit so you can see it. And I'm currently tracking these things ongoing, and it's really too much to list. So I figure I'd show you even Trump conviction, assassination attempt, and all this stuff. Now when I go over here to my case, which I'm providing film for on this, you can see that all the dates match: 12/16, 3/22, 6/25, and 9/22. 9/22 is off because we informed the FBI of this, and at Little Rock, unfortunately, their comment was, "It's the Great Divorce." Don't sound very professional to me. These people are not doing their job. And I say that it's about a day late, but the full moon was still half lit over my head. And I do have the thing here. Let me find it. Where we left. And these two male subjects, came knocking on our RV door. We left Stone County and went to Branson View Estates. And this is where they showed up. They even tracked us across state lines. I've never been arrested. Haven't done nothing wrong here. But we want to show that this matches 12/16 of '03, 3/20 of '04. See, 12/16 and 3/20. This is an exact duplicate copycat killing of this Rebecca Gould here. And we gave this information over to the Gould staff and everybody over in Mountain Home, Arkansas. 625, 625, 920, 922, but this is because it's 2 days later because it took them a few to find us. Now, this is an exact copycat thing, and we can prove this because 20 years later, I move here, and these people are doing this to us. We were let in here by Don Smith, who's a predator that needs to be put in prison right now. And Jennifer Buckholtz here and George Jarrett are writing books profiting off this tragedy. See how all these things line up? This is from their own article by their own admission, and so is the one with Jan Wilhelm that I'll pull and prove too. See how all this stuff starts lining up? When you run the dates when this William Alma Miller was arrested, and look, there's judges, there's state troopers, Mike McNeil, Tim Weaver. All these people are all in it together, and they're answering to no one. So at the same exact time that I'm watching this on A&E, Dateline True Crime Unsolved Mysteries ran the murder for Jan Wilhelm, and if you look at her on change.org, her picture says, "Public officials murdered me, and they killed her son too." We need some arrests in this case, and we're calling out to the FBI at Little Rock to do their duty before more people are killed here. So when I come over here, and I'm putting more video up here because this is mine exactly. We have one lieutenant over at the city of Mountain View, Arkansas Police. And when we inform him of this, he gets up and throws us out the door. Now, I'm saying this because this is deadly. We went to Stone County Sheriff's Department, and we reported this. They laughed in our face when we reported conspiracy to commit murder. So I told them to roll a car up anyway. And they roll a car up, and this guy shows up. And I put this down on the car. Not this. I only had like this part of it at that point. And I asked him, who are these people? What are they doing? And if he knows them. And we had a short conversation and went on our way. On January 2nd, 2024, they had a big funeral here for Justin Smith. He was killed on a half moon. Okay. We also have an incident with a Jacob Cole Barnes here. He was killed on a half moon, shot an officer named Scobie, wounded another officer, and we're sitting here trying to stop the killing. We're not on either side. We're putting this out so this is exposed so nobody else here is killed or stalked by this group of Freemason individuals. And we want a RICO case on these people. We want cuffs on these people, and we want them gone. We also have a missing person here named Linda Brewer. And through looking at all these things, we ran into a person who started to comment on that subject. They brought it up themselves. And then they totally shut up and never said nothing to us again. Wouldn't even acknowledge that they said anything. So we think that Linda Brewer, who worked for the county of Stone County, maybe disappeared by these same people. So we have right here, watch, this is to show spiritual alchemy, spiritual adultery. So we have fire, water. Right here on 625, we have a Stone County Sheriff officer pull up at our front gate named Jennifer Osborne. Get it? Born. And They pull up with several cars. They're looking for some fake 14-year-old kid they staged down the road that day. And he had a green shirt on, okay? Now, right over here would be that green, okay? And this is red, blue, yellow, and green. Fire, water, air, earth, okay? Now, 1 year and 2 days out, which is my video set of 8. See, this was a half moon too. We have an officer named Brad Breeding show up on 6/27 of 04. Of 24. And this is a half moon too. So the half moon's over my head with the sun coming up. And they try to lure me out of my property down the street with a jogger that comes there days before to stage it, so they can kill me dead in the street with 2 witnesses they staged and call it justifiable homicide because they knew I carried a weapon in my back pocket because of all this going on. Now, when this guy shows up at 6/27, 24, and the half moon's over your head, and this is filmed on my video set of 8 right here. And the sun is rising. I have the time and everything on my phone, etc. And this lady right here, Osborne. Oh, by the way, this guy's name is Brad Breeding. This is Jennifer Osborne. Okay. Now she shows up on this date, 6/25 of 23, and she shows up with the half moon directly overhead and the sun setting. Sun setting, sun rising. Half moon overhead on both. One lit on the left, one lit on the right. This was a timed, planned thing. And we're tired of these murder mystery shows profiteering from this. We think they should all be canceled immediately. So when you go over here and you start following this pattern, like Revelation 12 and 13, the woman travailing in birth. I'll show you Ezekiel's vision too. You want to see that with Trump? I'll put that on my next video. You'll love this one because I can track these things to the time and position in the earth where they happen, and I will show you that on my next video. I'll do that one right now. I like that one. But this needs to be exposed. These people need to be jailed that are involved with this. And we do not appreciate this at all. We moved from Texas, left a whole state because they were doing this there. And I'll conclude this video. Let me put another one up real fast that has Trump, and I'll draw it out for you while I do it. And you can go look for yourself that this actually happened. Thanks and have a good day.